So in this video we're going to look at how to calculate the injury time in the first half. As getting this wrong can have a massive knock-on effect on any time-specific second half bots. For example, if you needed a bot that specifically placed a bet on the 60th minute and all you have done is averaged 2 minutes for the injury time in the first half, but there has been a significant injury. And also with the introduction of the first half drinks break, we have been seeing injury periods as big as 11 minutes in some cases. And with this bot, we do have to bear in mind that some leagues have a set 15-minute break period and others have 10 minutes. But these break periods are not strict, but it is highly unlikely that they will exceed the break period allotted. So that's what we have to bear in mind when using this automation. And this bot will be available to download on the BetAngel forum. Okay, so the way this bot works is it waits for the 45th minute of the first half, and then what it will do every 10 seconds, it will set a signal, a stored signal. And this will occur on the halftime score market. So the idea is to check every 10 seconds, and then once the market is suspended because the first half has finished, it will then be unable to send out any further signals. And then what we can do using part 2 of the automation, we can have it trigger a bet, send out an alert, whatever we want to do. And for this we need to take into consideration the halftime break period, which is usually 15 minutes, but not all leagues are 15 minutes, so please bear that in mind. And then what will happen is we then need to add on top of your 15 minutes, which is 900 seconds, we need to add however long you need for the second half trigger or bet or whatever it is you want to do. So an example would be if you wanted to trigger the bet on the 60th minute, you would allow 900 seconds, which is 15 minutes for the halftime interval, and then another 900 seconds because it's 45 minutes to 60 minutes is 15 minutes. I'm currently running this on one of the Scottish games this evening, so what we're going to do before it gets to half time, we're going to have a quick look at how this automation is put together, and then we're going to see it in action. What I've done for this particular bot is I have allowed it to trigger on the 50th minute, 60th minute, 70th, 80th and 90th minute, and then what I'm going to do, I am going to compare that to the actual time on Betfair. So if we take a look at the first bot, which has to be applied to the half-time correct score market, we can see that the bot actually initializes on 44 minutes and 30 seconds. So this is before the first half is actually at an end. But this just makes sure that if for some reason the ref blows early, we're going to capture that. We're going to do this every 10 seconds. So if we have a look down the list, we can see it's every 10 seconds up to 60 minutes. We're doing this just in case there is a massive delay with injuries. Are we going to get to this point in time? Is it going to run to 60 minutes? It's highly unlikely, but it's better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it. So if we come and have a look at the bot, all we're doing is we are just asking to see if the bot is in play. If the bot is in play on 44 minutes and 30 seconds, what it's going to do is going to send out a stored value, and we're going to call it injury time for the event, with an entered amount of 44.30, and then this is just going to repeat itself 44.40, 45.50 and so on, all the way down to your 60 minutes, which will be 6,000. So if we move over to the next bot, this is going to be the bot that receives the signals, and we're going to show you how that works. Like I said, this can be added to any market, but what we're going to do is we are going to just add it to the match odds market. We're going to have it send out an alert just to see what the time is at that particular moment in time. It's going to have a pop-up alert to say the minute is 50, so it's the 50th minute, and the conditions must be that injury time for the event has changed between 1200 and 1230. Now this is something that was added to the new build. So what we're doing is we are taking 1200 seconds, which is 20 minutes. We're taking into account that we've got 15 minutes for the halftime break, 900 seconds. and then we need another 300 seconds on top of that for the 45th minute to the 50th minute. And then what we're going to do then, we're going to do it for the 60th as well, so we're adding another 600 seconds on top, which is 10 minutes. 70th, another 600 seconds, another 600 seconds for the 80th, and for the 90th. And then what we're going to do, we are going to compare that with the actual time on Betfair. I know what a lot of people do, and I've done it myself, is I just average 2 minutes for the first half injury time. But what I have found since, that even with leagues that have a set 15 minutes, they are not a true 15 minutes. You know, they could be 12 minutes, 13 minutes. They very rarely run over, but I've seen it where it's just been a 10-minute break and the bot's fired, the timings are wrong. So, you know, this is highlighted to me that, you know, it's not a set 15 minutes, and but just by adding 2 minutes as well to just general automation, you could be, you know, 5 or 6 minutes out. Over on the BetAngel forum, I've been speaking to a couple of chaps over there, some really experienced guys like Sean White and Dallas. And Sean has come up with a great idea, which I am actually going to look at after I've done this one. And what that is doing, that is basically looking for the stable period on the halftime break. I mean, I can identify when the halftime break starts, but what is not quite clear is when it's finished, and that's the most important time. If you've got a time specific bot that needs to fire on the 60th minute, we need to know that it's going to be firing there or thereabouts within 30 seconds here and there. And now what Sean has suggested is we look at a period of stable trading where the market has not moved, and then soon as the second half kicks off, we have got to try and profile the odds movement. So we can use a number of things. We can use stored values and historical relative odds condition, but that is something that is going to be in the pipeline. I'm going to have to look at that and yeah, bring out version number 2. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this video, and when it comes to the 45th minute of the St. Johnston game, I am going to hit the record and show you how this all works. Now, as we're approaching the 44th minute and 30 seconds, the 10-second timers should now start. And if we have a look at the automation log, we can see that every single 10 seconds that passes by, a new stored value is set. I'm just going to pause this now until the first half has come to an end. And now the first half has come to an end. There was exactly 1 minute of injury time, which is consistent with what Flash Scores has reported. So now that the first half has come to an end, the first pop-up for the 50-minute mark will occur in 20 minutes. 15 minutes for the half-time break and 5 minutes from the 45-minute mark from when the second half kicks off to the 50-minute mark. So let's see if it's going to be a true 15 minutes or is it going to be slightly more or slightly less. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to get back to you just before the alert pops up. So the second half has kicked off. Flash Score is saying it's a 48th minute, and Betfair is saying it's a 46th minute. And there we have just got the pop-up for the 50-minute alert. Now we can see there's a slight discrepancy on the time between Betfair and Flash Scores. Currently watching it on Sky Sports as well. That is saying it is the 47th and a half minutes. So we are 2.5 minutes shy of the actual target time. And what you've got to think about is, does the half-time break start once the ref blows the first half whistle to signal the end of the first half, or does the 15-minute half-time break start once the players actually leave the pitch, and then when they have their 15-minute break, there may be another minute before they are out on the pitch? So maybe this is something that needs to be factored in. So rather than the first trigger for the 50 minutes be 1200 minutes, maybe we need to add another 2 minutes on top of this, which will bring the first timer to 1320. The main important thing is that we can identify now when the first half has actually finished. But I will be looking at Sean White's suggestion and just trying to identify once the second half has started, because of the odds decay has started to accelerate. If you are struggling with automation or just don't have the time to learn, I am currently providing a custom automation service. You can contact me on Twitter at LeeCalTrading or email me direct at lee.cal@outlook.com.